You're right, mate. How you doing? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm going to be reacting to my game week 13 predictions and seeing how well I did. Brentford 3, Burnley 1. It's a missed opportunity for Burnley. It really is. Brentford didn't play well. Brentford didn't look like them usual selves. First, Burnley, they could have gone 1-0 up. There was some poor defending or passing out from the back from Brentford. And then the player's simulation. He's literally dived and he's got a yellow card for simulation. He could have just shot and maybe made it 1-0 to Burnley. And then they go 1-0 down to a penalty. But then Burnley get a penalty and they equalise 1-1. And you're thinking, oh, something can happen here late in the game. Then they make it 2-1. Then they make it 3-1. Like, what's Burnley doing? Genuinely, it doesn't look like they're going to stay up, which is unfortunate because they started the season and we had a bit of hope, you know. Obviously, Sunderland are smashing it. You know, Leeds are doing better, but Burnley look the worst of the three promoted teams, so they're probably going to come 19th. They're not going to come 20th. That's safe for Wolves. But yeah, it weren't good enough. How good was my prediction though? As I said, it was a 3-1 win for Brentford. I predicted a 2-1 win. Genuinely, I got so close. I knew Brentford would win, but I knew it'd be closer than some people definitely thought. But they got to do better, Burnley. Manchester City 3, Leeds 2. Come on, no. We were so close. We were literally so close. I had no faith in Leeds. I had no faith. You know, you're at the Etihad, and you know, it's 1-0 in 1 minute, and I go, yeah, Man City's going to dominate. They're going to absolutely smash it. Then they make it 2-0. You know, Phil Foden and Gvardiol scoring, but then they make it 2-1. It's a very sloppy defending from City, and genuinely, they're like tackling each other, the defenders, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin just makes it, you know, 2-1. And then there's a penalty given. And yeah, again, terrible defending from Man City. And then it's 2-2. And I'm thinking, go on, Leeds, you can do something. Make them drop 2 points. Literally last minute of the game, pretty much, Phil Foden scores to make it 3-2. I thought Leeds could do it. I thought Leeds could make City drop points. You know, like, it proves that City could be got at, but no, they won the game and won all 3 points. That's all that matters. And they're definitely chasing Arsenal down. It's unfortunate, but yeah, as I said, it was a 3-2 win for Man City. How good was my prediction? I thought it'd be a 5-0 City win. So, you know, Leeds did way better than I thought, and City was not that convincing, but still won 3 points. Sunderland 3, Bournemouth 2. What a crazy game. Genuinely, what a game. The Stadium of Light is an absolute fortress this season. They still haven't lost at home. Genuinely, they are doing unbelievable, Sunderland. And they were 2-0 down against Bournemouth in like 20 minutes. Was that ridiculous? You know, Bournemouth make it 2-0, and I'm thinking, yeah, Bournemouth are going to be the team to do it. No, they're not. You know, genuinely, no one can do it. Arsenal can't do it. Bournemouth can't do it. You know, the other big teams they faced so far cannot do it. Yeah, and then in the second half, they make it 2-2. And then Bournemouth, to be fair, they're causing their own, you know, mistakes. It looks like there was going to be a goal. Semenyo shot, it was going in for an own goal. And Evan Nielsen just taps it in. And I see he's getting a lot of hate for it. To be fair, it's a striker's instinct. It's just guaranteed it's in the back of the net. But he's in an offside position. And he's cost the game, really, because it would have been 3-2 Bournemouth, and that's a different game then. But from being 3-2 up and then it getting cancelled, Sunderland go and make it 3-2 themselves. Probably again with the winner. He's an absolute hero for Sunderland at the minute. And the Sunderland fans absolutely love him. I know they do. I have a mate that's a Sunderland fan, and he definitely loves him. Yeah, fair play to Sunderland to go 2-0 down and still win 3-2. It's mental. It's mental. And then, you know, Bournemouth did hit the woodwork with Tavernier, but it just wasn't enough. So it was a really good win for Sunderland. But did I get a really good prediction? So as I said, it was a 3-2 win to Sunderland. And I thought it was going to be a 2-1 win to Sunderland. I said they'll win by a goal. I knew both teams would score, but yeah, what a crazy game. Genuinely, Sunderland, you're outdoing yourselves this season. Everton 1, Newcastle 4. Finally, Newcastle have a win away from home. It seems like they couldn't do it, genuinely. They kept losing away from home, getting weird draws away from home. They have not had a good season for their standards. I thought they would do a lot better this season than they actually have. But yeah, fair play to them. You know, 1-0 up, 2-0 up, 3-0 before half time. Then they made it 4-0. And then Everton did get an offside goal. Barry finally scored, but you know, it just wasn't his luck. It weren't offside even near like his hands. It was a handball, even if it was accidental. And then, you know, they did get a constellation. So Newcastle didn't keep a clean sheet, which I think will definitely annoy them. I think they have been a bit sloppy at the back this season. The keeper situation, neither keeper seems to be doing very well. But yeah, it's a good result for Newcastle. But Hopefully they can pick up some form and some momentum now and just start getting some wins because they're not playing like their usual selves. But as I said, it was a 4-1 win for Newcastle. Was that good for my prediction? I predicted it to be a 2-1 win to Newcastle. I thought Newcastle would get their first away win, but I didn't realise they would score so many goals, so fair play to them. Tottenham 1, Fulham 2. They are shocking. Tottenham are so bad. Genuinely, they have been awful at home this season. I don't know what's going on with them. Well, I do. They're Tottenham. They started the game, they go 1-0 down. It's a bit unfortunate deflection, but the next goal is just all their own fault. Vicario, what are you doing? He's running out. He's in no man's land, and he should just boot it out for a throw-on, or even a goal, a corner even. Just keep it out of play. If you're that far out, you're getting closed down by 2-3 Fulham players, you're outside your box, you're in the middle of nowhere, but he tries booting up the field, just goes straight to a Fulham player, then they pass it, and Wilson, genuinely, he is such a good player. He is so good. I think he's criminally underrated. He just whips it in, scores from it, way outside the box. Fair play to him. That's 2-0. And then they have chances to go 3-0 up, but, they just can't do it. Van de Ven, at one point, tackled Chukwuemeka, so fair played. He's a decent centre-back in an absolutely terrible team. But yeah, in the second half, Kudus does make it 2-1 with a very nice finish. And then they had a few moments where they could have made it 2-2, but they just couldn't do it, There was offline clearance from Jimenez. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. Come on, Fulham, with the 3 points. So that was a very good score for Fulham. Was it a good prediction? As I said, it was a 2-1 win to Fulham. I predicted a 2-1 win to Tottenham. Luckily, I'm wrong. But you know what? Good result for Fulham, and Tottenham are still rubbish. Crystal Palace 1, Manchester United 2. Fair play to United, They got back into the game. I didn't think United would win this. I thought Crystal Palace would have an easy win. And it weren't the case, and it could have been very easily. They gave away an unfortunate penalty, Man United. Lenny Euro just takes the player out from behind. And then Mateta scores the penalty. It ends up being a double take, like a double touch even on the ball, so he has to retake it, but he scores it the second time anyways, and then 1-0 up, and Man U could have just fell apart, but they didn't. And it was someone like the goal scorers. He had Xerxes scoring. Doesn't happen very often. He was very, very happy with this goal. And then to make it 2-1 to Man United, you get Mason Mount scoring a free kick. What? No one predicted this. There is no way. You cannot go and find one person on the planet that predicted Xerxes and Mason Mount would score in the same match as well. Mental. But yeah, Man United, it was a good win for them, genuinely. They have been definitely up and down with form lately, but it's a big win. But yeah, how good was my prediction? As I said, it was a 2-1 win to Manchester United. I predicted a 3-1 win to Crystal Palace. Very unexpected, but United fans will be happy with it. Aston Villa 1, Wolves 0. Oh, Aston Villa are terrible, aren't they? They're absolutely terrible. They only won 1-0. Only got 1-0. Wolves did actually play decent this game. It's crazy to think. They're having a lot of chances. They just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. There was some, a couple of saves from Martinez. And yeah, Aston Villa weren't looking up to it. Then out of nowhere, Kamara from like outside the box just whacks one in, just levels it in. Aston Villa, they're actually winning quite a few games in a row now. I think other teams need to watch out for this in the Premier League. It wasn't the best performance today, but they're just picking up win after win after win. And yeah, not much happened after that. As I said, it was just Wolves kind of having chances here and there. Then Aston Villa got their 1 goal, but that's all they need in the end. The Wolves to get relegated. Come on. Everyone on this channel should know I hate Wolves, and I cannot wait for Wolves to be the worst team in Premier League history. But was this the worst prediction I've ever made? Let's find out. As I said, it was a 1-0 win to Aston Villa, and I predicted a 4-0 win to Aston Villa. I knew they would win, but I thought they were better than this. But no, it doesn't matter as long as Wolves go down. Nottingham Forest 0, Brighton 2. Brighton just were the better team here. Forest had a few chances, but it was mostly Brighton in the first half. They couldn't get the goal though, and then they do go 1-0 up. And then after that, as I said, not much happened in this game, but Brighton had a few more chances. They got their second goal. It was a little bit of a sloppy goal, but it doesn't matter if it's a sloppy goal. All goals count. And yeah, just a professional victory for Brighton away from home against Nottingham Forest. Was it a good prediction by me? As I said, it was a 2-0 win to Brighton, and I predicted a 2-0 win to Brighton. So I'm pretty happy with this prediction. Perfect prediction, and yeah, we need to see more predictions like this in the future. West Ham 0, Liverpool 2. Liverpool can actually win. What a shocker. Oh my god, they've actually done something in the Premier League. They've done something in general. But no, Isak scored as well. You know, that's crazy. Isak isn't just a complete washed up bum at this point. Apparently, he can still score. Yeah, it was a nice taking goal, just slotted into the bottom corner. West Ham didn't look like they were doing much this game, to be fair. Then Paquetá, I don't know what he's doing. He gets himself a yellow card, and he just won't leave the referee alone. His teammates are like dragging him away, like, mate, you've got a yellow, just leave. And he gets himself a second yellow. I swear he's had like a past of like gambling before. I don't know. It seemed a bit suspicious, obviously, just because he's been proven, you know, not proven. He got accused, I think, of like gambling before, and it just looked weird. Or he just lost his head. But just go away. You're not the captain. You know, the captain's told you to leave. It just weren't professional. It was really, really bad. Genuinely, I don't know what he's doing there. Gets himself stupidly sent off for no reason. And then after that, West Ham were trying to go for it. They were trying to make chances. But right at the end of the game, Gakpo just makes it 2-0. So yeah, a very good win for Liverpool, I guess. They needed to pick up 3 points somewhere, and they've done it. How good was my prediction, though? As I said, it was a 2-0 win to Liverpool. I predicted a 2-1 win to West Ham. West Ham, you've got to do a bit better. You know, you're still right there below in the table. Liverpool, not much is going to happen, but they'll just be happy they've won. Chelsea won, Arsenal won. No, we've dropped points. No, we've dropped 2 points. This could be bad for the title race. It really can. We have a lot of teams chasing us now. A lot of teams coming closer. I just get anxiety. I get anxiety when stuff like this happens. It's another draw. Obviously, we drew to Sunderland the other week. And yeah, they had 10 men as well. Caicedo, you know, got himself a red card. But in the second half, we conceded first, and I think, you know, we're missing our big players. You know, Gabriel's out, Saliba's out, and it's from a set piece which we usually score from. Luckily, we equalised. You know, Marino coming in clutch, great cross from Saka. It's nice to see him get an assist. But yeah, it's not good enough. It was concerning. We looked tired. You know, we had that game against Bayern Munich as well. We had some tough fixtures. North London derby before that. Yeah, it was really upsetting. But it's a draw at the end of the day, and it's not the worst result, you know, going to Stamford Bridge. We've got a lot of tough fixtures out of the way this season already. We just got to make sure we can go on and just start winning. You know, the next few weeks are so crucial to our season. But yeah, how good was my prediction? As I said, it was a 1-all draw. I thought it was going to be a 2-0 win to Arsenal. Unfortunately, we just couldn't do it. Okay, so that was all of the matches from game week 13. But let's see how good I did at predicting these matches. I got 6 out of 10 correct results. Not too bad, pretty average for me. But I only got 1 out of 10 perfect scores. So it's an average week. It's not that good. It's not that bad. But if you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next video in a bit, mate.